I do want to start off while we wait for some calls. Let's talk about something now. So we know that Christmas is coming up, followed by New Year's. We want to talk about some of those New Year's resolutions when it actually comes to legal issues.
Yeah.
Well, that is the exciting New Year's resolutions that I'm sure everyone has for this year is to get busy on some of those legal issues that you may have going on. But just some things to consider. Annually you want to review your insurance coverage, make sure you've got high enough policy limits to cover whatever equity you may have in your home, whatever assets that you may have. So January tends to be a good time to do that as you're going to renew that policy for 6 months or whenever that renewal comes up. Just take a look at it, go over it with your agent, make sure you've got sufficient limits for what you've got going on in your own particular life. And then another issue that a lot of folks tackle is, another year older, good time to get looking at those wills, get looking at powers of attorney. Once you get to what the medical profession calls an altered mental status, it can be too late to do a power of attorney, and you've got to go through a guardianship in the probate court, which is not only a timely thing that you have to go through, it can be significantly more expensive than simply executing a power of attorney while you still have your mental faculties in check. And wills are always a good thing to review. If there's new children or grandchildren in your life, you may amend a will. If there's been any sort of life event, anything like that, it'd be a good time to address such issues.
And something else, I've gotten a couple of calls in the newsroom about that surprised me. This time of year is also when people start to see from their mortgage companies rates go up because of newly assessed property taxes and newly assessed insurance rates on their homeowners policies. What do people do when their mortgages go up if it becomes too pricey to afford?
That's right. So, it's not necessarily your mortgage itself that's going to change, but the amount required for escrow may change to cover those additional taxes or to cover increases in your property insurance, right? So if a tornado comes through or hail comes through and insurance companies have paid out a lot of money in our geographical region, those rates are going to increase. And like you said, taxes, particularly in Madison County, we continue to see increased property taxes year after year as those home values go up. And so, you're going to have to put more money into that escrow account annually. Now, the good news is, living in Alabama, we've got some of the lowest property taxes in the nation. But still something you've got to deal with and still something that's no fun to deal with, right?
Right. Well, we do have a call from Rita. She's on the line. Rita, can you hear me? Rita, are you there?
Yes.
Oh,
go ahead with the question.
I was wanting to know, my grandson is turning 18 in March, and what will his father have to do to stop the child support?
Yeah, so you actually reached the age of majority in Alabama at age 19 is when you become an adult in the state of Alabama. Some states it is 18, some states it's 19. But he will need to just reach out to either the attorney that helped him set up the child support agreement at that time, just to cover his bases and make sure there's nothing he needs to do once that obligation concludes. But typically, there's not going to be a big ceremonious event that you've got to go through or a bunch of legal hearings or anything like that. Once that child reaches the age of majority, which again in Alabama is the age of 19, you're going to have to deal with that.
All right, William, thank you, and thank you for your call, Rita. If you did not get your question answered, don't worry. You can always call our friends over at Timberlake and League. You can also call us here next Monday. We'll be back here at the same time with our weekly law call. All right, apologies. We will not be here next week because of Christmas. So, William, I'm not going to throw you into that.
Right, fair enough.
Enjoy your Christmas off. We'll be back here next year, though.
That's right. We'll be back.
We definitely appreciate you. Stay with us.